Day marker, when the Crawdads sing review, guys. Let's get right to it. Action. What's going on, Alamo City Movie Talk fans? I'm Ryan G, aka Ryan680.
I'm Angela, that cat Ange.
And this is Alamo City Movie Talk. Thank you for making us a part of your day. If you have not already, hit that subscribe button, hit that little bell notification to get notified on our movie reviews, reactions, whatever we want to possibly put out there, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much from our subscribers as well, guys. Let's get right to it. Angela, ladies and gentlemen, what review are we talking about, Angela?
Today we'll be reviewing Where the Crawdads Sing.
Where the Crawdads Sing, guys. This is a #1 novel that came out in 2018. And this runtime came out to be 2 hours and 5 minutes. I was very surprised. I mean,
we're going to preface this that we have not read the novel.
Yeah, we have not read the novel whatsoever. We just seen a lot of people comment about it, saying how much accurate it is. The most accurate, I would say, this is really because in past movies where there are first books, of course, and all the whole, even Harry Potter books itself, the Lord of the Rings, this is the most accurate when it comes down from the pages to the real life here, and I love that. What did you think of this movie, Angela? Right off the bat, I mean, your first initial reaction. My initial reaction was this movie was fantastic. I had a superb time. It was very good on the whole story development. And I know a lot of people are going to say that the story was not well paced at the beginning, in the first act of the movie. And I could argue with that. I could say, hey, you know what? I enjoy so much story that it really didn't bother me. I enjoyed the crime movies. I enjoyed the crime shows. I enjoyed the documentaries on Netflix on the crime. So this story kept me going because it keeps you interested. For me, it kept me interested, and I was so engaged with the characters. I was so engaged with this whole story, with the whole concept of this. And of course, synopsis reads: a woman who raised herself in the marshes of the Deep South becomes a suspect in the murder of a man she was once involved with. How many times has this occurred in a lifetime? How many times? It's a really good concept. It's a really good story out of this. I mean, what do you think of this?
So first reaction, when I saw the trailer, I thought it would be more crime instead of and less romance, but it was actually the exact opposite. It was a very much focused on this romantic plot of this young woman who lives in the marsh, and I liked how it bounced back between her past, like flashbacks of when she grew up, not just when she was like the first relevant years, like the past years, but like when she was younger, and how it shaped her. And I liked how it bounced back between that and her current present situation where she's in the courtroom. I think that bouncing back and forth was done very well. Yeah. I think when, sometimes flashbacks are brought into movies, it's done...
It can be very confusing.
It can be confusing because it's different periods of time, but I like how the flashbacks kind of were done very well, smoothly, transitionally. It made sense and made in order. I thought that, I'm not into romance, but I really thought the story, how it unfolded... It really kept me on its toes. There's literally no action in here, really. And I know a lot of people that might not be their cup of tea. Yeah, definitely. But I felt so compelled by this story. It was so interesting to see it unfold and how it was done. It was done beautifully. And like cinematography wise, where it was shot was beautiful. Shots, I thought the actors and actresses did very well. I really enjoyed this movie a lot more than I thought I would. I really did. Same here.
The shots, the whole South Carolina feel. I loved North Carolina. Sorry, the whole realm of it, the whole concept of it, the whole just nature itself is just so beautifully shot. I love it. I love the swamps. I love that whole nature vibe because it puts us into their shoes. It puts us into Tate. It puts us in to all of them, and it's just like you really follow along with these characters, and you could feel like it's a small town. You can feel like everyone gossips in a small town, and it's like you understand the whole concept of it. And this felt like, and executive producer was Reese Witherspoon here, and to know that she took a really big part in it. And then we saw a promo of it, I forgot which movie, but we saw a promo of this Reese Witherspoon talking about how deeply connected she was to this story and to this whole movie itself. And she wants to make a big part of it. It kind of feels like almost, because she was a producer as well, Big Little Lies. So it kind of feels like that same concept, kind of, really. And
the flow of it,
the flow,
But I really do agree with her. It has such an emotional impact on you.
Definitely.
you know, because I feel like we've all been there at some point in our lives. We feel like we might be an outcast. And you really feel for these characters. I think that's one of the things that made this movie so great for me is you actually care about the characters. Like, you really do. At least, like, the main character. You really root for her, knowing what she grew up with and how she grew up. And you really want her to be okay. And I really liked it. I think that's what made it a really good film for me, is that not a lot of movies succeed in that. Like, I know what we just see, that one Netflix movie, Persuasion.
Persuasion.
We didn't care for the characters. But here, you really get to
you have an emotional connection with them, because you want them to become out good. You want them. It's almost to a sense to where, like, it's almost like the Stranger Things. Like, you connect with each one. Either one or two or three of the characters, and you connect because your personality is just like them, and it really has that emotional. It has that emotional grasp, and it really connects with the audience. And I love it when movies do this. I do. I love it when movies do this so much so that I just makes me fall in love with the whole story, the whole movie, the whole artistic feel of it.
And again, I am a crier. I cry in like every single sad film, whether it be animated or whatever. This was definitely a movie that made me cry, because it had those emotional scenes that were just done so good.
They were very strong. They were very strong. You know, this relied so much on Daisy Edgar Jones, which plays the lead here. It really relies a lot on her, and she really has that emotional grasp that I was pleasantly surprised. I haven't really seen her in anything. She was in that Hulu series called Normal People, but I haven't seen that show, and I haven't seen her in anything. So this is my first time actually watching her on a big screen here, and so first time seeing her, I was very surprised.
Yeah, a major film like this.
She acted very well. I would say she carried this movie a lot, because it relied a lot on her. Even the little girl, even little Kyla, it's just she was so good, so pleasantly surprised. I was pleasantly surprised because I did not expect it to love it, to be fantastic, to say this movie's very fantastic when it comes to story arc and everything, and it really carries you through this movie. It really shows so much of that, again, that emotional grasp that you just love and cherish so much because you connect with them, or maybe sadly you were put in that certain situation like that, and it definitely does happen. I feel like
there's a lot of people who could relate to something like that. I know it's set in like the 60s. I know that
63 and then jumps up.
You know, it's in like rural area, but I feel like just what she goes through, you know, not connecting with, you know, society. I feel like all of us can really
that's relatable. That's very relatable
in a certain way.
And because you're the outsider of a town, and you're and you know, everyone that knows the book, right? It's like the whole concept of, like, you know, she's left alone, and it's sad, it's terrible, it's horrific knowing that someone can leave their child alone by herself with no parental supervision, no sisters, brothers.
It's
you know,
even worse that she had to learn how to survive at a young age. That was really tough.
And you really, that's the thing too, because you feel sorry for her, and it's like, damn, what the hell? How can a human being do this? And to know that we got the outcome of the story, it shows so much character development with her, so much, and I love it. And it's weird because, like, you know, you really didn't think, and even in the synopsis here, or even in the IMDb, it doesn't even say a romance, but it felt a lot more romantic, more than I thought.
Again, from the trailer, you get less romance, more crime, which I love crime.
Yeah,
I love crime genres, like true crime,
I love it
documentaries.
It's like, it's not that person, it's that person.
I love like whoddunit mysteries. That's my thing. So I might be a little bit more biased, or I might have enjoyed it more because of that. I really like that. But I really liked how they balance the crime with the romance. Again, definitely. I'm not into romance. I really don't like romance movies. But this was done very well. I gotta say, it's not gonna be everyone's cup of tea. No action. It's all dialogue, all story.
And I love that because it's action dialogue in the courtroom. I love that, and this is a pure example how a movie can make a really good story, a really good outcome of it. And critics, man, Angela, what are critics giving this 37? And critics are giving this 37%, while audience members are giving it 96%. I can't believe this. This is just insane how much of a huge gap that is. For me, it's like, this story was so good. I mean, I loved it. But again, though, everyone's saying that, who has seen the novel, saying this is the most accurate when it comes down to novel to a movie.
People are saying that it's very much like the book, which again, we haven't read, so you know, I can't contest that. I can't comment on that. But I am surprised by that. I really enjoyed it.
Definitely
surprised. And I hope y'all enjoy it too.
Definitely surprised. Was this a film that we deserved, Angela? I'm going to say yes. Right out the bat, yes. Ratings 1 out of 10. 10 being the highest. When do you give this rating?
It was really an exceptional movie. I'm going to give it a 9. I really am, because I could see myself watching it over and over and really enjoying it and crying again and, falling in love with the story again. It makes me, and I feel like this is a really good success in that, it makes me want to read the book.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
I know really good movies like that make me want to explore that world a little bit more. I know like films can't always capture like the book. Yeah. And it makes me want to read the book to get more of it.
Awesome. Yeah, that's good. That's good to know. That's awesome that movies get you to read books, and then vice versa. The book makes you want to watch the movie and be like, oh, that is wrong. That is wrong. Oh my God. It's almost like comic book fans.
I'm
right?
like that when it comes to
I hate to say this. I really do. And I love Thor. I'm biased already, but I loved this movie more than I loved Thor. I hate to say that. And I know people are going to call me out on it and be like, Warren, what are you talking about? It's just, when it comes down to story, this movie was so much strong on story arc. And it really, I loved it. I loved every bit of it. But again, though, it might not be everyone's cup of tea here. You may not enjoy this movie as much as I did. But my personal opinion in here, guys, is I enjoyed this way more than I did with Thor, Love and Thunder. And it's sad that I have to say that. It really is. It's terrible because this movie pleasantly surprised me. I enjoyed so much of, Daisy Edgar Jones in here. She really carried the movie for me. I loved it so much. I loved her chemistry between Tate and Chase as well. I love how the chemistry was just so not forced. It was like natural. It felt very weird because
but natural in the sense of like it makes sense for their characters.
It was just but natural to a sense to where like it was forced on camera. It didn't look or feel, was not forced whatsoever, and it felt very it flowed very natural, I guess, and that makes any sense because one movie we could talk about here is that the chemistry was not there, was West Side Story, which was between the two leads, and I did not like their chemistry together. I don't like the way he sang. Again, that shows on camera it's kind of felt a little awkward a little bit. It did a little bit, and you could kind of sense that.
But you as an audience can tell when something is a little bit more awkward for us. And I felt this was very fluid and natural, so I agree.
Flowed very good.
What would you rate it though?
Rating, I'm gonna give it a solid 9 as well. Obviously, it's gonna be an overall 9 here. We do recommend this movie, guys, so be sure to check it out at a movie theater near you. And if you love crime movies, all that stuff, I'm pretty sure you're gonna love this movie. I guarantee you're gonna think this is not bad of a movie. At least above average for sure. You're gonna think it's over a 5 for sure, out of 10, because I guarantee that. Again, though, if you don't like crime movies, if you don't like story, if you don't like it, you like popcorn movies that have a lot of action, this is not for you. I do apologize.
It may not be for you. You may not like it.
We'll put a warning on there.
As much as other movies. But again, I still think you should give it a chance.
Give it a chance.
I think you might be pleasantly surprised.
Definitely. Because, again, this story, you can very connect with it so much. And I enjoyed this a lot. I'll say that. If you haven't already, guys, thank you so much for making us a part of your day. Hit that subscribe button, all right? Don't forget, like, share, subscribe to us on YouTube. Or if you listen to us on a podcast platform, thank you so much, guys. Really do appreciate it. And if you could tell, and if you could really listen to my annoying voice, I'd really appreciate that. Thank you. Because I don't know. I just think I don't have a good voice, but that's just me. All right, guys. Thank you so much. As always, I'm your host, Ryan D. aka Ryan680.
I'm Angela, that cat lady Ange.
And this is Alamo City Movie Talk. Thank you so much once again, guys. Have yourself a wonderful day. Happy weekend. And be sure to check out this new Sony film, Where the Crawdads Sing. Thank you so much. Have a good one, guys. Check you later. Stay safe, San Antonio. Get up now.